try. I guess you could if you ran into the wall or something along those lines, but chances are that won't happen. So Paige getting the automatic round win, if you will, into round number 2. So as soon as the tree comes down, you see her win light come on. Green light's at the bottom pole. It's called a green light's going to the next round. So as soon as she gets the car in stage, okay, the tree should lock on, and away we go. See the win light come on for Paige, so she's going down through there, like I always like to call it, down checker pass. 785 at 83.5 miles an hour. So Paige coming, I do believe it's going to be a little quicker. It's going to be tough to dial out here. Really nice air today, along with a pretty substantial tailwind. Going to affect some of the cars too. So that's going to be up Leighton Hack alongside Austin Began. So Leighton over there, the 794 dial. Austin over here with the 815 dial. So the way we level the playing field, the bigger number leads first by the difference between the two. You've got to do your job on the starting line. The car's got to do its job. Get to the stripe first and don't go quicker than your number. So if you do, it's called the breakout, and it goes to the one that breaks out the lesser if there's a double. A single goes to your opponent. Win's going to go over to Austin, 842 at 80 miles an hour. Classic example is Leighton got there first, 793 with a 2. Broke out by 8 thou, handed the win back over to Austin. Now it's going to bring up Landon Cook out of Eldridge, Iowa, alongside of Sam Freeman. So Landon must be a little younger of age, style's 1201. Sam over here, 890 the number. All right, Landon and Sam. Advantage goes to Sam. Here he comes. Can he get there in time? Yes, he can. Double breakout goes Sam's way. 888 for the win at 64, almost 65 miles an hour. Landon goes through 1197 at 55 and change. That's going to bring up Corey Miller alongside Lexi Halverson. One of the hometown racers here right out of the big city of Earlville. Lexi picks a 790. And Corey's going to be leaving first with a 1097. So Lexi going to have a little bit of patience there, but what, 2.5 seconds or so? So 2.5 Mississippis, if you want to look at it that way. And let's go ahead and call our pro cars in now at this time. So pro cars, now this is now your call to stage lanes, please. Maxwell Transmission pro cars. You can make your way from first round into 4 and 5, please. So pro cars, your first call. Here's Corey and Lexi, almost identical at the tree. At the stripe, winner picker says, give it to Lexi, 794 for the win at 82 miles an hour. Corey goes 1062 with the Ford, only 2 thou apart the tree. And that's going to bring up Bennett Meyer alongside of Benji Freeman. So Bennett picks 1190. Benji over here with the 890 number. So 3 Mississippi head start. It's one of them deals where you can do that math. Don't have to get into all that cipher and figure it all out. So Bennett comes out of Walford down there along Interstate 80 way. Ooh, and the fire went out. So I have to get the old starter motor up there again. Give a little bit of restart there. Sometimes that happens on these juniors, if you will. All right, looks like I get the fire put back in that car there, so we'll see. It was a long time coming. All right, we're away, clean and green both sides of the racetrack. So Benji trying to run down Bennett there. Going. Got him. Benji, your winner there at 9:10 at 66 miles an hour. Bennett goes through 12:45. So that's going to do it for first round here of our Novak Junior Dragster Eliminator, round number 1. Alright, so we're going to move on to a little bit of quicker stuff here now as we go to the first round, first pair of our right-way trailer quick 16 stuff here. So go from 8th mile over to the quarter-mile fast stuff right away. So once again, second call now, Maxwell Transmission Pro Cars for your first round of eliminations. This is now your second call of the lanes, please. So Pro Cars, you can make your way in the lanes if you would, please. Alright, well, I guess we got a license pass here first we're going to send out, and then we're going to go into quick round number 1. So guy just got this car and trying to get license up. Looks to be fairly salty when he gets through it. Complete license takes 6 passes. Red lights don't matter. Alright, here the rumble of the bigger cars there. So the same thing applies here. Bigger number leaves first. So Zach Halverson and Randy Temple are going to start us off. So dragster door car, Zach in the long car, Randy over here in the Camaro. One of the split bumper models way. It comes out of East Dubuque, Illinois. Dallas the Camaro to a 903. Zach in the dragster, motor on a stick, whatever you want to call it, 771. So we pick up the pace here a little bit as Randy's got the top bulb on, pre-stage is on. Zach's also in there, top bulb. Roll on forward to the start line, Randy's in. Zach's in, and here we go. Ooh, and Randy finds the red bulb. Automatic win for Zach. Cut the tray off 12th foul, too short. Runs at 907 off his 903 at 150 and change. So Zach moving on to round number 2. And that's going to bring up Tyler Stick. Comes through the out of Fruitland, Iowa, alongside of Andrew Wolf. The runner out of Reedland, Iowa. 812 for Andrew. Tyler 746, probably 180 mile an hour, if I'm going to guess. Probably in that range. All right, finally, Tyler and Andrew. Kind of a little bit around the tree. Working down the quarter-mile start. It's going to go. Going to go to Andrew. How about that? 813 with the 4 takes away at 165. Tyler breaks out by 2 stinking thou. Goes 745.8 off his 746. Took 39 thou. A stripe had to take 37 or less. So Andrew going on to round number 2. That's going to bring up Jay Murfield. Old Johnny G over here, John Goslowski. Long car over here for John, 767. Murfield in his Cutlass, hand built by himself from scratch. Got a lot of hours in that baby, a nice looking automobile, nice looking ride. 844 the Dow. 96 Cutlass. Not your daddy's Oldsmobile anymore. out a 16 light, and you leave that. Johnny G over 002. Gets the win of the dragster. Jay breaks out 842 off his 844. Got there first by 11 thou. Took 200 stripe. Johnny G moving on. Brings up Brad Thompson, Dave Primrose. A couple of our regular Super Pro players also. So Brad, I'll call Satellite Beach, Florida home. Works for college radios, flies back and forth there doing that stuff. Glad to see Brad in the house today. 750. Dave Primrose over here on the scooter. So as long as it's faster than whatever else is here in the top quick 16, you can run in this baby. All right, foul apart the tree. Dragster scooter. Wind's going to the scooter. 831 with a 2 for the win. Brad breaks out. Goes 749. He breaks out by 7 thou. Took 30 thou's a stripe. Needed to take 21 or less. Here's Ray Thompson, Zach Mortensen. Zach over here has got the LS-based twin turbocharged dragster. Calls Illinois City, Illinois home. 707 the Dow. Mr. Thompson, the retired John Deere engineer, comes to us out of Waterloo, 775. All right, last and final call. Maxwell Transmission Pro Cars. Pro Cars for your first round, your last and final call. Pro Cars. Pro Cars, your last and final call. All right, Ray and Zach. Finish line, winner picker says. Give it to Zach. Double breakout goes Zach's way. 706 with a 5 for the win. Ray out further than that goes 772 off his 775. Breaks out by 300. So Zach close to the dial. So Zach Morrison moving on. And that brings up Al Grimm, Cale Davis. Al over there in the dragster of the big city of Dundee. Cale over here in 1998 Mustang. Another new Boston, Illinois runner. 788 the Dow for Cale. One stinking foul, 001 red. And L was trip, zip, 0 green. How about that? 3 thousandths away from her to run. Trip, zip, 0 on the tree and run 733 with a 7. Broke out by 3 thou. But he still got the win off of Cale's red light. That brings up Mike Chitty, Bill Black. So pretty fast old door car over there, 842 for Mike. Bill over here in the dragster. Been Railway Trailer Quick 16 champ at least once, if not twice, throughout the years. I believe a couple of years ago he actually, I think, almost won Super Pro and Quick, as I do believe. Of course, then again, my memory isn't all that particularly good. Oh, and Mike goes red by 7 thou. So Bill Black moving on off of Mike's red light. Drives it on through. 844 with a 9 for Mike Chitty, but it was all in vain off of that 7 thou red light, the old James Bond number. Oh, Bill Black. How about dead one? Nice lap for Bill. Dow's a 769. Goes 769 with a 1. So you don't have to make the lap to get the win. All you got to do is stage the car under its own power. Tree comes down, wind light comes on, and you to be the winner. So he takes his odd number. Like I said, we only had 15 cars in Quick 16. So first available buy goes to the number 1 qualifier. So he was your number 1 qualifier with a and our pro cars are moving down, so now let's go invite AIH Chrome Street Bike. We need you, the lanes, for pairings, please, for your first round. So AIH Chrome Street Bike. Street Bikes, this is now your first call for pairings for round number 1. Street Bikes, your first call. All right, here we go. First round, first pair. Massive Transmission Pro ET Eliminator. Valerie Chitty dials 1040. Alongside Jenny Wilson in the dragster over here dials 931. So a couple seasoned veterans out there at the starting line right now. Val been racing with us since she started out in junior dragster, so a lot of laps down the racetrack. Ooh, Val gonna get the win. Jenny goes right by 11th down, so Val gets the win right there. She's on her dial checker pass, looking for a 1040. Gonna settle for a 1036 with a 9 at 131 miles an hour. Then he goes through 929 at 144, all in vain off of that 11th hour red light. Brings up Steve Geiger, the 2000 S10 pickup, 965 is his selected number. Michael Freeman over here, 1968 Duster. I don't think that's right, because I'm pretty sure it's like a 1970. But hey, it works. Michael Freeman gets the win there, 983 for the win, 137 miles an hour. Geiger can't run the number, 972 of his 965. That brings up Garrett Chitty alongside Sly Rectorman. So Garrett over there, 1974 Nova. I think the story is his dad drove that to high school. How about that? Pretty cool. Rectorman over here, big block Mustang, 460 cubic against the big block Ford. Dials 939. Got a bunch of work to do here. Not sure that's going to happen. Nope, Garrett, you're winning. 1030. How about dead 8? 124 miles an hour. Slide breaks out, goes to 32 off his 39 dial. Garrett moving on. That brings up Tim Kenya, one of the TK Performance sponsored cars out of East Dubuque, Illinois. 377 cubic inch small block. Picks a 1098 dial. Charlie Sutherland over here out of Manchester, 1970 Duster. Tim Charles, it's going to go to Charles. Tim breaks out by 3 foul, 1097 with a 7 off his 98. Had him covered on the tree and give it back to him at the stripe. Took a little bit too much stripe. And Charles, your winner. That brings up Ron Moline out of Eldridge. 496 cubic inch, 71 Nova, it says. Okay. 1149 the dial. Kevin Hack over here, near 88 Camaro. How about identical lights right to the foul? Isn't going to be tied to stripe. Winner picker says, give it to Ron Moline. It's 1151. Kevin breaks out 62 with an 8 off his 64. All right, street bike, now your second call. A.H. Combs Street Bikes, now your second call. The Lane Space, second call. Street bikes. Dale Jones here out of Morrison, Illinois. 1965 Dodge Coronet. Going to find the red balls. So Frank Reckerman getting that pass in the next round. Looking for a 940 up on the scoreboard as he passes the stripe. Goes 938 with an 8 at 149 miles an hour. So it looks to be a little bit quicker out there. We're seeing quite a few breakouts. That brings up Bill Cox. Good looking 48 Angley over there. 632 all aluminum big block Chevrolet. 903 is his number. Laura Stewart over 87 Camaro. One of them 496 cubic inch wrapped Chevrolet power. 902 the dial for Laura. Bill finds the red ball. Laura finds the green ball, but she's going the next round. 898.9 for Laura. I think she went runner-up here 2 weeks ago in Pro AT. I believe she was runner-up, I do believe. It's a pretty nice weekend there a couple weeks ago. Brings up Siobhan Warner alongside of Jeff Freeman Sr. And the call from Lane says, all right, quick performance now, Super Pro. This is your invite to the stage and lanes, please. So Super Pro now your first call. So quick performance, Super Pro cars, your call, the lanes, please. Siobhan dials the Camaro 1065. Jeff dials the Demon to a 996. All right, nice double low light there for Siobhan. Should have made it work for him and does not get it done. Jeff Freeman takes the win, 998. Siobhan goes 1075 off his head, covered by two Hun on the tree, and gave it back at the stripe. Ouch. That brings up Ryan Seffron alongside of Steve Morrissey. Ryan dials the Camaro of his, 1025. Morrissey in the Mustang, 351, probably a Cleveland block if I was going to guess. 1033 for Steve. Alrighty, both sides green. Slight advantage goes to Morrissey. See if he can hold off the charge of that Camaro. Yes, he can. Double breakout goes Steve's way. 1030 at 126. Ryan goes out 1015 of his 1025. And it's going to bring up Steve Pifkin. Mike Boyer. Steve out of Moline. 1141 he selects. Mike Boyer here. Duster out of Cedar Rapids, Iowa, it says. 932 is his selected number. As once again now, quick performance Super Pro. You can start making the ways to the lanes, please. Super Pro. This is your call. The lanes, please. Super Pro. You can start making your way at your convenience to the lanes, please, for round number 1. Trainee break in, hold for Mike Barr. He rolls through. Gets the red light, so Steve gets the automatic win there. And Mike goes through at 11:02. All right, here's Coley Novak alongside Ed Schmidt. Coley in the Mazda. 1250 the dial. Ed over here just down the road in Manchester, 1168, the old pickup truck. Coley's been fighting that car here for quite a while. Rolls through the greens, turns on the red ball, so Ed's going to move on to round number 2. 1169, looks like Ed's got it down pretty close off his 1168 at 113 miles an hour. It's going to bring up Sabrina Neiman alongside of Jason Seeley, a couple seasoned veterans here, both class champs here at Tri-State Raceway, I do believe. Sabrina comes to us out of Batavia, Illinois. Picks a 951, that small block powered Corvette. Jason over here, the Moline Mad in person himself, 1970 Plymouth Duster. 11 flat to dial for Jason. Jason red by 3 stinking dial. So Sabrina going to get the old green wind light off of his red light. How about dead 9 for Sabrina? Looks like she figured out the win, 148 miles an hour. Jason right there also dialed close, 11:02 off at 11 flat, but 3 thou too quick. Here's Jeff Freeman Jr. 69 Barracuda. I had a 70 Barracuda. With a 426 Hemi in it. Had it for almost 30 years. Here's Jeremy Miles, the Playtime Charger. Out of Fenimore, Wisconsin. Glad to see Jeremy back in the house. think first time we've seen him out this year, so glad to have him back. Jeff and Jeremy. Wins going to Jeff. 11-10. Jeremy got there first, took too much stripe, broke out 1161 off the 1061 off the 1070. Well, that's going to bring up the odd luck single, Mark Rosenbaum. Moving on now to our first round, first pair, AIH Chrome Street Bike Eliminator. It's going to bring up Randy Sinecki alongside of Craig Zoller. So Randy in his sports are down 1180, as Craig dials his Harley to 1149. Last and final call now, Quick Performance Super Pro. Super Pro, your last and final call for round number one. Super Pro, your last and final call. Alright, Craig's going to hand the win over to Randy from his pesky red light there. So Randy's cruising on down through there, looking for 1180 on the board as he crosses the stripe. He will settle for a 1251, 109 miles an hour. Craig goes 1343. Nobody wanted to take the stripe apparently. But Randy moving on to round number two. Here's Matt Vaughn, Jaron Christensen. Matt out of Boston, Wisconsin, the 2010 Harley bagger, if you will. 1340 the dial. Jared over here on his Hayabusa picks a 915. All right, Matt slightly better on the tree. Can he hold up the charge that Hayabusa? No, he can't. Jaron, your winner, 923 at 136 miles an hour. Matt slows to 1354, but it's 1340. That bring up next Johnny I out of Guttenberg. Ryan Fangman over here. The 2012 Harley. Hails out of the city of Manchester. Just down the road that way. Ooh, and he finds the red bulb. So Johnny I getting the win here first round. Takes the win, 1251 at 105. I don't know, something going away on Ryan's bike, and he's slowing down there. And next pair up, Sean Bellick alongside of Stan Sleever. So a couple Wisconsinites here. Sean out of Laval, Wisconsin. Stan out of Grand Marsh. 1130 for Sean, 1058 for Mr. Sleever. Sean got a whole lot of work to do and stand a whole bunch better on the tree. So it looks like it's going to be pretty tight at the strike. Wind's going to Stan, 1074. 112 of them MPHs. Sean goes 1134, 117. Closer to the dial, but not close enough on the tree. And that brings up Randy Glenn. One side Strad Dighton. Strad out of Cedar Rapids. Another one of the Boston runners here, Mr. Randy. All right, fairly relatively even here at the stripe. Excuse me, at the starting line. Finish line goes to Strad. 944 for the win, 145. Randy got there first, but oh, too much too first. 1141 out of 1150. Brings up Dylan Tiedrick alongside of Tyler Martenthaler. He comes to us out of Blair, Wisconsin. Dylan out of La Crosse. Just up the old big old muddy up there a ways. Winner's going to Dylan. 896 for the win, 143 miles an hour. Tyler slows to 1090 of his 1075. It's going to bring up Nathan Stoll alongside of Eric Arnson. Let's put out the first call now for our gear-driven performance snowy open bike. You can start making your way to the lanes at your convenience, please, and realize a couple of them here are still on the scooters here. Looks like that was the final pair. Win going to Eric. So like I said, gear-driven performance snowy open bike. You can start making your way to the lanes, please. All right, there's Jim Albrecht, Valerie Chitty. A pretty good drag race here. Jim and his Camaro. 880 the dial. Val over here, Val took Camaro to a 1039. Jim has fighting some issues in his car. And breaks out. Looks like he's been getting quicker. So 879, 151 miles an hour. Val takes the win, 1040, 127 miles an hour. So pretty nice lap there for Valerie. That's going to bring up Joey Notch, Justin Vargas. Joey over there, the 74 Love pickup, special order option, 499 cubic inch big block Chevrolet under the hood. 918 he selects. Mr. Vargas over here. Rear engine dragster, small block Ford for power, 898 the dial. How about a 004 new lead last? Justin 004, Joey trip zip perfect. Takes the win with a 923 at 139 miles an hour. So a couple of really nice lights there. Joey takes the win. Here's Garrett Chitty here, 92 Camaro. Dials 851 alongside of Paul Stewart's Corvette. Paul on Longgrove, 898 his selected ET dial. Let's go down and make second call. Gear-driven performance, no E open bike. This is now your second call. The lanes, please. No E open bike. This is now your second call. Garrett takes the win there over Paul. Gear-driven performance, no E open bike. Second call. The lanes, please. And here's Mike Melch alongside Craig A. Schultz. So Mike over there in the 73 Duster. Craig here in the dragster out of Chatfield, Minnesota. 773 is what he says I want my dial board to say. She gets the green light, goes 894 of his 891. So Mike's staying alive in the eliminator. Moving on to round number 2. Last and final call now. Gear-driven performance, snowy open bike. Your last and final call for your first round. So open bike, your last and final call. And let's go ahead and give our Gateway Towing Sportsman cars. Now you can make your way to the stage, Lindsay Wood, please. So Gateway Towing Sportsman cars. Your first call to 2 and 3, please. So Gateway Towing Sportsman cars. Sportsman cars. First call. So here's Trooper Dan alongside of Tyler Stick. Dan, big job. Iowa State Highway Patrol job. Going to get the win over to Tyler Stick, 747, 169. Tyler just enough better on the tree to make Trooper Dan pay at the stripe. That's going to bring up Jaron Christian alongside of Mike Halverson. So Jaron on the scooter, 83 Suzuki. Good looking 1965 Chevy 2 over here from Mr. Halverson. Pretty nice color combination, goes together well. Dark purple alongside of that bright white. Nice looking ride. Mike trying to close the gap. Yes, he can. 927 for the win, 144 miles an hour, almost 145. Jaron goes 991, 131. That brings up Brad Thompson. Brian Imoff. Brian out of Independence. That was that Pontiac Trans Am to an 892. Brad got eliminated in the first round of a right-way trailer quick 16. Flew up this weekend to do some racing here. Goes back and forth between Waterloo and Satellite Beach, Florida. Like I said, works for Collins Avionics. Doing some of their testing in their aircraft field. We had Collins Avionics in our airplane when they had one. Pretty nice stuff. Alrighty, throw a blanket up the tree. Nicely identical to the tree. Winner picker says, give it to Brad. 751, 172 miles an hour. Brian goes 896, 155. Fourth hour apart at the stripe, or excuse me, at the starting line. Kevin Hack here, doing double duty in that Camaro, 960 the Dow, alongside of Randy Templey in his Camaro. Did a double duty shot there and quick, and I think he got beat first round in right way trailer quick 16. Gonna get the win here off of Kevin's red light by 3 fouls. So Randy checking the 906 number, goes 905 with a 6, 150 miles an hour. Kevin goes 963, 140, losing effort. And that's gonna bring up Mike Chitty, Bill Black. Mike keeps that Camaro down in the 840 range. Bill over here, that dragster 769. As they now make second call for Gateway Towing Sports and Cars, your second call. Gateway Towing Sports and Cars, your second call. How about 003 and Ulay Blast? Mike 003, Bill 001. With the wind going to Mike. 8-4. How about Dead 2, 5-pack? 5,000's package. 3,000 in the tree and Dead 2. Holy cow, getting tough to race out there. Bill Black goes 001 and tree goes 778 off his 769. That's going to bring up Zach Halverson and Dave Primrose. Another pair was in our first round of right way trailer quick 16. Zach keeps the dragster down 773. Dave Dow's 830 on the scooter. At 156 on the scooter, he's moving on. Zach goes 771 with the 9. Dave just enough better on the tree, made him pay at the big end, trying to chase him down and could not get there. That brings up Al Graham, Mark Wiedemeyer. 68 Nola out of Donahue. 955 for his dial. The Dundee hour race here picks 733. Al takes the win there with 740, 166 for the speed. Marco's 991, 140 and change. 340 and a half actually. Who's that? Matt Melcher, running out of Delhi. Alongside Johnny G, that's Johnny Goslowski. Johnny Dell 767, the Matt's 814. stumble a little bit, and I'm not sure he's going to get to the stripe in time. He's not going to get it. Johnny Jr. wins 774, 157. Matt slows to 895 and 125. Not conducive what that car normally runs. Here's Mark Rosenbaum and Ray Thompson. Mark over there in the Corvette doing double duty between Pro and Super Pro here today. 919 against Ray 772. Ray gets the win there, 774. Mark had him covered on the tree and broke out with a 915 off his 919. And that brings up the odd lot single. Don Page, the old Dynamite Don. Getting the first round competition bye, or competition single, if you will. I guess with that being said, we need to invite our Novak Junior Dragsters back, along with our Brando Speed Cars. So Novak cars and the Brando Speed Cars. You can make your way back. So juniors, all the juniors back to the lanes, please, for preparing for your next round. So juniors, you're called back to the lanes, good, please. Novak cars and the Brando Speed Cars, please make your way back to the lanes. Mike's starting to get it figured out now. Was having some issues with his car this morning, but hey, how about that 001? Looks like he's getting close to being ready to play. 757, 177. Alright, switch gears here now to the gear-driven performance. No E open bike. Glenn Audrey and Randy Cernecki going to start us off. Glenn with the 898 number. Randy 1180. Glenn getting the win there, 9:15. Right here, Johnny I, Stan Sleever. Johnny on the Kawasaki going to go red. Stan's going to get the win on his Harley Bagger. Cruising on down through, looking for a 1058. Settled for a 1054. 127 miles an hour. Craig's over. Tyler Martinfeller here. Double Braille wins going Craig's way. 11:30 for the 5 for the win at 117 miles an hour. Tyler goes 1070 off his 1085, so way under the dial. And that brings up Nathan Stoll alongside of Matt Vaughn. Matt Vaughn getting the win there as Nathan breaks out at the big end. Let's bring up Mike Gosch out of Onalaska, Wisconsin. 2013 Hayabusa. Picks a 940 Ryan Kruger here at the big city out of Garber City, Iowa. One of the northern suburbs of Coalesburg. 11 miles in between. Other than that, it's pretty close. Ryan, winner there, 896, 147 miles an hour for the win. Mike gets there first. Mike takes 13 thousandths of the stripe and breaks out by a 10. So had to take 10 or less. Breaks out by 13 thou. Brings up Tom Carver, Eric Arnson. And I guess we can probably put the invite out now for a right-way trailer, quick 16 cars, around number 2. So the quick cars, you can start making your way back if you're convenient. Tom goes red, hands win over to Eric. Once again, a right-way trailer, quick 16 cars. The lanes for pairing please, around number 2. So the quick cars. Quick cars, you can make your way to the lanes if you would, please. All right, Randy Gill alongside of Strand Dighton here. Randy trips the red light. Strand gets the green light. Going around number 2. 9:37, 145 for the win. Randy stops at 11:37, 119. Let's bring up Jared Christian, Billy Ray out of Silvis, Illinois. 805 Hayabusa. 871 he selects. Jared says put a 916 on my board. Okay. Once again, junior drivers is now your second call. No back cars and Brando speed cars. Now your second call for pairing speeds the next round. So no back cars and the Brando speed cars. Second call. Win gonna go to Jaron, 922. 142.75 of them MPHs. Billy Ray over here, 870 with 3, breaks out. Got there first by 0 too much and took 0 too much stripe. And handed the win back. Yeah, it's going to call up Dylan Tiedrick here alongside of Sean Bellick. Couple Wisconsinites again. Phil Lacrosse, Sean Lavelle. Sounds like we're missing Corey Miller, juniors. See? Corey Miller, I guess we're missing you and juniors. So, and apparently Lexi Albertson too. So Lexi and Corey, bring your cars up to the stage lounge at your convenience, please. So Lexi and Corey, Lexi Albertson, Corey Miller, come on down. Let's say we're switching over here now to Sportsman round number, our Gateway Towing Sportsman cars. Ron Moline and Evan began. Ron in the Nova. Evan over here in the Pontiac. Wind's going Ron. 12:01 for the win. Nobody wanting to take it a stripe. Evan 13:51 up is 13:20. And brings up Tim Earl. So Randy Freeman. Tim in the Camaro. That was 12:13. So ready over here, the 68 Barracuda. 11.99. All right, Swain's going to get the win light off of Tim Earl's red light. Alrighty, Swain goes 12:04 at 113 miles an hour for the win. Tim goes 12:19 off his 12:13. Brings up Dave Barry, Rob Emmerich, out of Kelowna, Illinois. 2014 Passat. If I told you I knew what that was, I'd be lying to you. Volkswagen. Okay. Clarification from the other end of the tower. Fine with me. David, the pickup truck. Couple of 16-second dials. Winner's going to go to the Volkswagen. Rob takes the win, 1676, 80 miles an hour. Dave breaks out 1650 off his 1665. Bring up Dylan Pifkin alongside of Jason Kaiser. Throwing there in the 2000 Dakota. Jason over this 1978 Pontiac Trans Am. 1162 for the Pontiac, 1612 for Mr. Pifkin. He's going to go red to hand the win over to Jason Kaiser. So Jason getting the green light on to the next round. And then I'll make second call. Right way trailer, quick 16 cars. You can start making your way to the lanes, please, for your next round 2 of pairings. So the quick cars. Quick cars, your call the lanes, please, at your convenience. Quick cars for round number 2. All right, there's Dick Fang with James Thompson Jr. So Dick over there, the pick-em-up truck. James over the 72 Duster. Ooh, Dick finds the red light by a ton, so Thompson Jr. moving on. All right, there's Jimmy I. One of the Gunberg Runners, 2019 Challenger, Dow's 1186. Andrew Quinn over here, last year's champ. Sportsman and Gateway Towing Sportsman Eliminator. Mr. Quinn is the 88 Corvette. 1425 his selected dial. Do we have any quick cars up there at all? All right, Andrews away clean and green. Going to get the win off of Jimmy's red light. So Andrew Quinn automatic pass to round number 2. I'm pretty sure he'll drive it to the scoreboards. Check it out, 1434, 86 miles an hour. Jimmy goes 1179 to 117. That's going to bring up Ricky Geray out of Benton, Iowa, 73 Duster. 1182 alongside Dave Walker. How about the 1964 Buick Skylark? Big old automobile. Used to have a blower on it. Took the blower off, went to something a little more conventional, I do believe. So down 1160. Quickest you can dial if Sportsman is 1160. So he's right there at the bottom of that. I don't believe the car's happy the way it looks like it was trying to bounce some there. Gonna break out, hand the win over to Ricky Geray, 1188 for the win, 112 miles an hour. Dave drives to the stripe, 1105 off 1160. Okay, Dave. Might be a little quick for Sportsman. All right, here's Bruce Cox, Scott Vargason. Bruce in the Buick Regal. Scott over here in the Mustang. Bruce and Scott. Neither driver wanted to leave apparently, but the win's going to go to Bruce Cox. 1183 at 100 miles an hour. Scott goes 1156 off 1133. And that brings up Bill Gawley and Don Paisley. Now we need to invite Maxwell Transmission Pro Buybacks. So Pro Buybacks. This is now your call to stage lane speeds, Pro Buybacks. Your first call to lane speeds, Pro Buybacks. The Maxwell Transmission cars, Pro Buybacks. First call to lane speeds, Pro Buybacks. First call. Bill Gawley, Don Paisley. Bill used to race scooters with us all the time. Don has his Super Pro traffic citation card. Got to hand the win over to Bill off of that red light. All right, here we go. Round number 2 of the Novak Electric Junior Dragster Eliminator. Benji Freeman and Sam. Oh, the brothers got to run each other. Round number 2. Pair of 890 dials. 891 for Benji, 890 for Sam. So one of them's going in the trailer this round, and the other one's coming back. It's going to be Sam going to the trailer, Benji coming back. Sam trips on the red light, hands the win over to his brother. Goes 908, 71 miles an hour. Sam drives through 879. It's 72 miles an hour. Next up, Paige Davis, Austin began. Page down 790, Austin 815. Paige is going to hand the win over to Austin. She goes red by 5 thou. So Austin takes the win 759 at 86 miles an hour. Paige goes through 789, 83 miles an hour. And the outlawed single here in round number 2 of the Novak Junior Dragster Eliminator, Lexi Alverson. All right, now second call, Maxwell Transmission Pro Cars buybacks, please. Your second call, so Pro buybacks. Pro buybacks. Your second call, lanes, please. Pro buybacks. Your second call as Lexi makes her lap. Goes 791 at 82 miles an hour, so she'll be back in round number 3 as we switch gears now over to the Brando Speed. Currency, round number 1. First round, first pair. Will be Corey Miller and Leighton Hack. Corey Dow's 1060, Leighton over here 790. Flickering the stage bulb there. Bunch finally got it in on the starting line. Does get it done. 794 for the win, 83 miles an hour. Corey gets there first and breaks out with a 58 up to 60. All right, Bennett Meyer here alongside of Landon Cook. Landon over here dials 1197. Bennett dials 1190. So Landon and Bennett. Alrighty, last and final call, Pro Buybacks. Pro Buybacks, your last and final call. Pro Buybacks, your last and final call. So Bennett and Land. Alright, a pair of 1190 cars. Bennett and Landon. Cruising down course. Closing on the stripe. Winner picker says, give it to Bennett Meyer. Oh, 12 flat with a 1 at 54 miles an hour. Landon goes dead 6. 1197 with a 6 out of 1190, but just a little bit too much green light showing, but nice job there anyway, running dead on. Let's go ahead and now call Pro Winners, please. So now Pro Winners, you can make your way to the stage lanes, please. Pro Winners, this is now your call in behind the buybacks, please. So Pro Winners, your call the lanes, please, in behind the buybacks. So Pro Winners, first call as we get ready to go here now. Round number 2 of a right way trailer, quick 16. We're bringing the quick iron out again here today. That's going to be John Goslowski and Zach Martinson. Martinson starting us off here first. So Johnny G dials 768. Zach dials the 706 number. So they move into round number 2 here now of the old quick automobile session. John with your number 6 qualifier at a 767 dial. Zach with your number 2 at a 705 at 192 miles an hour. The old twin turbocharged LS powered machine over here in the right way lane. Johnny G over there in the quick performance lane. Alright, Johnny and Zach. Here comes Zach. We'll get there. Can't get it done. Johnny G, your winner, 770 at 169 miles an hour. Zach slows to a 713 off of 706. He was better on the tree. Margin bigger under by 24 thou. That was the margin for Johnny G. Brings up Zach Halverson and Andrew Wolf. Zach was your number 8 qualifier, 770 with a 2, dial 770. And your number 11 qualifier with 812, he dials it down to, or dials up to an 813. So it's staying pretty much where they qualified at. So Pro Winners, and we might as well call A.H. Combs Street Bike Buybacks, please. So A.H. Combs Street Bike Buybacks, you can start making your way to the lanes you would, please. So Street Bike Buybacks. Your first call back to the stage lanes, please. So Street Bike Buybacks, your first call. And it finds the red light by 12, so Zach gets the green light for the next round. Goes 769 with a 2. Looks like they're dialed pretty tight with that. 174. Andrew goes through 810. 165. That brings up Al Grimm. He was your number 3 qualifier with a 735. He dials down to a 734. Bill Black was your number 7 qualifier with a 768. He dials up to a 778. interesting concept. Good old drag race right here. Advantage goes to Bill Black. But the win goes to Al Grimm, and something goes away on the dragster. A pretty good old pop, bang, and done. So Wiedemeyer has something happen to the blower. I don't know whether it blew the burst panel out of it or something took place. He get out and look it back and say, yep. Dang the luck. Or something to that effect. Probably a little more colorful than that, but I'm trying to be nice, you know. It's like, okay. So, it looks like Primrose is going to have a competition broke by here, as I don't believe Wiedemeyer is going to be able to make the call. All right, competition broke by, going to Dave Primrose here on the scooter. But Dave got it dialed, 832 with a 2 of his 833, 4th out on the tree. So Dave's a player. He'll be going to the semifinals. All right, last and final call in our street bike buybacks. Your last and final call, the AIH Chrome Street Bike Buyback. Almost a tongue twister. So AIH Chrome Street Buybacks. Your final call of the lanes, please. So street bike buybacks, your final call. I guess at that time we could probably call street bike winners, please. So street bike winners. And final call for pro winners, please. The lane's in behind the buyback. So final call pro winners and first call street bike winners, please, in behind the buyback. So first call street bike winners and final call pro winners in behind the buybacks, please. There Jesse began trying to get licensed up in this pretty fast old door car right here. Got a whole lot of blower hanging out of the hood there. 135 at the 8th. 458 for the ET. Coast through at 124, 805. That's going to be a pretty fast ride when he runs that baby all the way to the stripe. So here we go, round number 2 now of our Maxwell Transmission Pro and ET Eliminator. Start us off, Tim Canyon and Sly Rectorman. Tim's in an all red, hand the win over to Mr. Rectorman, so Sly will gladly take that. Say thanks, Timmy. $940, $149 for the win. Let's go bring up Steve Geiger and Jenny Wilson. Finally one we can finish sounds and stripe. How about Steve Geiger, 001 at the tree. Gets the win with a 966, 138 miles an hour. Margin of victory, 23 thou. Jenny Wilson goes 929 with the 2. Breaks off by 8 thou. Took 2 thou a stripe and needed to take, not enough room to get in between that. So here's Dale Jones and Jeremy Miles. A couple of Chrysler products out there. Dale over there, a 65 Dodge Coronet. 2-door postcar had one like that. Also Jeremy Miles over a 72 Charger. He's going to buy red. So Mr. Jones getting the buy to round number 3. All right, second call, street bike buybacks, please. Second call, street bike buybacks. This is now your second call, Lanes, please. Street bike buybacks. Final call, pro winners, your final call. And let's go ahead and put out the first call on those Super Pro buybacks. So now Super Pro buybacks, this is your first call. So quick performance, Super Pro buybacks, this is your first call to the ladies, please. Super Pro buybacks, your first call. And final call, street bike winners. So final call, street bike winners, and first call, Super Pro buybacks. Bill Cox, Ryan Sefford here. Bill in the Anglia chasing that Camaro, Mr. Sefford. Finish line says, give it to Bill Cox. 9 flat with a 9. How about dead on 9 for the win, 149 miles an hour. Ryan with 17 on the train, goes 19 off the 12 and 53 10,000ths of a second. The victory there for Mr. Cox. Here's Coley Novak alongside of Siobhan Warner. So Coley in the Mazda. Siobhan over here in the Camaro. All right, Coley and Siobhan. Coley's still fighting issues with his car. Siobhan gets the win there, 1088, 102 miles an hour. Coley breaks out trying to run him down. And that's going to bring up Mike Boyer and Jason Seeley. So Mike over there in the Duster, 440 cubic inch underneath the hood, or should maybe say under the air cleaner. Moline car over here, 70 Duster of Mr. Seeley, 1102. Mike Boyer finds the red light again, so Seeley gladly accept that. Thank you much. I'm going to the next round. Man goes 11-1 with the 9. Went down too quick, but didn't matter when the red light come on Mr. Boyer's lane. So there's Kevin Heck, Valerie Chitty. Pretty old drag race, couple of newer model Camaros. Kevin finds the red bulbs, so Valerie moving on to round number 3 in her Camaro. Looking for a 1041. At the stripe goes 1041 with a 3. How about that? Nice job there for Valerie in that lap. 131 miles an hour. Here's Mark Rosenbaum, Steve Morrissey. Mark and Steve, Mark in the Corvette. Trying to chase Morrissey in the Mustang, and gets it done. 9:15 for the win. How about dead 3 for Mark? 14,000 package. 11 on the tree and dead 3. Last and final call now. Super Pro buybacks. Last and final call. Super Pro buybacks. Your last and final call. Here's Laura Stewart, Charles Sullivan. Charles, another one of the Manchester players. The advantage to Charles hit the tree. And gets the win with a 993. Laura breaks out at 898, off her 9 flat now. So Charles going on to round number 3. Here's Ron Moline alongside of Frank Rectorman. Frank better on the tree. Can he hold on for the win line? Yes, he can. 943 for the win by 5 thou the second. Frank goes 943, 147. Next pair of line, Garrett Chitty, Jeff Freeman Sr. Okay, let's go ahead and call now Sportsman buyback. The Gateway Towing Sportsman buyback. You can start making your way there. And Super Pro winners, please. So Super Pro winners. And excuse me, strike the Sportsman buyback. We still got to go into a no e-stop. So Sportsman, you stay put. Jeff Freeman Sr. getting a win over Garrett Chitty's breakout. That brings up Steve Pifkin and Sabrina Neiman. I'm sorry, I apologize for the Gateway Towing. I got ahead of myself here. But final call, Super Pro buybacks, and now Super Pro winners. We need Super Pro winners, please. Super Pro winners. You can make your way into the lanes if you would, please. All right, Steve Pifkin, Sabrina Neiman. Somebody Sabrina Neiman with the win. Steve turns on the red light. It's green light for Sabrina. 919. 148 for Sabrina's win. Steve goes 1136, 115. Brings up Jeff Freeman Jr. and Ed Smith. right, looks like the Outlaw Sealer going to Michael Freeman in Maxwell Transmission Pro ET round number 2. Alrighty, AH Chrome Street Bike, round number 2, first pair. Randy Gillen alongside of Sean Bellick, so everything from here on, 2 down, 1 back. Randy and Sean. Go to Randy, 11:47 for the win, 101 miles an hour. Sean breaks out 23 with a 6 off his 27. It brings up Craig Zoller, Matt Vaughn. Wind's going to go to Craig, 11:36. Matt breaks out with a 13:43 of his 13:48. Brings up Nathan Stoll, Tyler Martenthaler. All right, final call. Super Pro winners, your final call. And we'd probably put out the first call now for gear-driven performance, snowy open bike buybacks, please. So open bike buybacks, this is your first call back to lanes, please. Open bike buybacks, your first call to lanes, please. Open bike buybacks, your first call. Wind going to Tyler on that one, 1079 at 111 miles an hour for the win. That's going to bring up Randy Sarnicki and Stan Sleeper. Randy getting the win there over Stan. That's going to bring up Jaron Christensen, Strad Dighton. So once again, gear-driven performance, no open bike buybacks. This is your call to stage lanes, please. So open bike buybacks, your call to lanes, please. Open bike buybacks, your call. Jaron and Strad. Wind's going to Strad. How about dead 4? Night ice lap there, 17 thousandths package. 13 on the 3 and 13 on the tree and dead 4. Not a lot of room for Jaron to get him mathematically out of it with the 40 light mathematically locked out of the equation. Brings up Dylan Tiedrick and Johnny I. So a couple Suzukis out there. 893 for Dylan, 1251 for Johnny. Gonna be Johnny with the win as Dylan goes red. That That brings up the outlaw single here of Mr. Eric Arnson, getting the bye into round number 3 of Street Bike Eliminator. Right here, first play out, round number 2, Quick Performance Super Pro. It's going to be Dan Lusart, Paul Stewart. Old Trooper Dan over there. Paul Stewart goes red by 8 stinking fouls, so Trooper Dan moving on. Checking that 978 number, goes 975 at 140 miles an hour. So Paul's day over. Trooper Dan moving on. Here's Mark Wiedemeyer and Jim Ulbrich. Couple of door cars. Nova left side, Camaro over here on the right side. Last and final call, Gear Driven Performance, Snowy Open Bike Buybacks. So Open Bike Buybacks, your last and final call. Open Bike Buybacks, your last and final call. Please, Open Bike Buybacks, last and final call. Mark and Jim, wins going to Jim, 883, 146 miles an hour. Mark breaks out. Brings up Justin Vargason alongside of Craig Ace Schultz. I believe we can probably go ahead and now call Gear Driven Open Bike winners, please. Open Bike winners. Varga's going to get the win on the Craig's red light. Open Bike winners and Gateway Towing Sportsman buyback, please. So Open Bike winners and Sportsman buyback, please. The legs, please. So Open Bike winners and Sportsman buyback. So Justin goes 902 off his 903 off of Craig's red light for the win. That brings up Zach Halverson, Brian Imoff. Zach Dow's to a 769 of his previous 770. Brian 894. Wins going to Brian, 894. How about dead 7? Nice lap tap for him. Zach should have dialed it down one more to a 768. Went 768 with a 0 off of 769. Took 10. Needed to take 10 or less. Really tight down there. So that brings up Mark Rosenbaum, Kevin Hack. Mark Rosenbaum winning the Corvette, 916 by 18 10,000ths, taking the win. Kevin goes 963. Mighty tight at the stripe, only one thou apart the tree. Basically one thou apart the stripe. Here's Brad Thompson, Don Paisley. Clarifying the red light, so Don Paisley receiving that. Green light for the next round, 767 at 158 miles an hour. Is it Dave Primrose, Mike Chitty? Alrighty, now final call. Gear driven winners, open bike winners, your final call. Open bike winners, your final call. To the stage lane, please. Open bike winners, your final call. Gateway Touring Sportsman buybacks, your final call also. So Sportsman buyback, your final call. Sportsman buybacks, your final call. Lansby, Sportsman buybacks, your final call. Mike Chitty getting the win there over Mr. Primrose. Brings up Tyler Stick and Mike Melcha. Win going to Tyler. Mike takes one thou too much, goes 891.9 off his 892. Took 11 thou stripe, needed to take 10 or less. But Tyler gets the win. Brings up Randy Temperley alongside of Mike Halverson. Said last and final call, Sportsman buybacks, your last and final call for the Gateway Touring Sportsman buyback, last and final call. And let's go ahead now and call Sportsman winners. And trophy round number 1, please, is 4 and 5. So trophy round number 1 and Sportsman winners, please. Trophy round 1 and Sportsman winners. Mike goes redheads win over to Randy. Takes it with a 9 flat, 151 miles an hour. Here's Al Grimm, Valerie Chitty. Al chasing that Camaro. Here he comes in the start. Can't get there. Valerie takes the win, 10:47, 127. Al breaks out by a hun, 7:33 off his 7:34. Had room, but that closing pace hard. It took 90 a stripe. It only needed to take 10 or less. Here's Joey Notch, Ray Thompson. Joey Notch take the win over Ray, 921 for the win. Brings up Garrett Chitty, John Goslowski, old Johnny G. All right, here we go. Mike Gosh alongside of Billy Ray here as we work into our Gear Dream Performance Noe Open Bike second round. So Mike and Bill. Pretty old fast old scooters out there. A couple of fast Hayabusas. Wind going to Mike. 921, 152 miles an hour. All right, that's going to bring up Sean Bellick, Tom Carver. Once again, we need Sportsman winners and trophy round number 1, please. So trophy round 1 into 4 and 5, and Sportsman winners, you know, we're in there behind the buybacks, please. So trophy round number 1, and Sportsman winners, your final call. Sportsman winners, your final call. Here's Randy Sarnecki, Randy Gillen. All right, Randy taking the win there, 11:59. And that's going to bring up our next pair of Glenn Audrey and Johnny. Hey, Bill Gawley, we're missing you in Sportsman, please. So Bill Gawley, you can bring your car on around. Bill Gawley, we're missing you for Sportsman, please. Bill Gawley, we're missing you. Glenn taking the win there over Johnny I. But Eric Arnson started dying there. Wind's going to Strad. All right, here's Jan Christian and Stan Sleever. Jaren's going to hand the win over to Stan. Off of that pesky red light. Craig taking over Matt's breakout there. So Craig Zuller moving on. That's going to bring up Taylor, Dylan Tiedrick alongside of Ryan Kruger. Yeah, I guess Ryan Cooper unable to answer the bell here. Something went away in the burnout box, so Dylan takes the competition by into the next round. Once again, trophy round number 1. We need you vehicles in the staging lanes 4 and 5, please. So trophy round 1. We need you in the lanes, please. Trophy round 1. With that being said, we might just as well call our junior dragsters back to the stage lane, please, juniors, and we might as well put the first hit out for our quick cars also. So right way trailer quick 16 cars. And our junior dragsters, please. Novak junior dragsters and Brando speed cars. You can make your way back to the stage lanes, please. So Brando speed cars. And the Novak cars, please. All right, here's Tim Earl. Dylan Pipkin is returning to round number 2 here now of our Gateway Towing Sportsman Eliminator. Give the win to Tim Earl, 12:22 for the win. Dylan goes 16:22 off his 16:14. All right, there's Dick Fangman, Rob Emmerich. Dick out of Manchester, 98 Ranger, 12:28. Mr. Rob over here out of Cologne, Illinois. All right, Dick with a pretty good advantage right here. We'll see if he can overcome that Volkswagen down there. Don't take too much stripe. Does get the win. How about that? 12:41. Moving on to round number 3. Alrighty, here's Ricky Duray alongside Andrew Quinn. Once again, juniors and the quick cars, please. We need juniors and quick. Make your way to the lanes you would, please. So, Novak cars, Brando speed cars, and a right way trailer quick 16 cars. Still in competition to the lanes, please. Ricky goes red, gives Andrew Quinn the win. So Andrew moving on to round number 3 in his Corvette with a 14:33 at 85 miles an hour. Freeman going to ball reds, and James Thompson Sr. moving on. He's went 12:07, 110 miles an hour. Serenity must have lifted a 12:44 off the 12:04. And Ron Moline alongside of Bruce Cox. right, Bill Golly goes red, so by golly, so Jason Cage is going to get the win light. 11:65 at 107. As we switch over here now to, I do believe, trophy round number 1, I do believe we're coming up to. First pair of our Thompson Truck and Trailer Trophy Eliminator, Johnny I on the scooter, 1251, Dave Walker over here in the Buick. Wind's going to go to Mr. Walker, 1121 at 110 miles an hour. So Dave moving on to round number 2. Next up, Don Paisley, Dave Barry. Don in the Pontiac Trans Am. Dave over here, the old pick-em-up truck. Alrighty, starting off with the bike car here of the Novak Electric Junior Dragster round number 3. Benji Freeman. Alright, bringing up our final pair here, round number 3 of our Novak Junior Dragster Eliminator. Quick cars, you should be up there. Looks like you are up there and paired. So we need pro cars for pairings for round number 3. So Maxwell Transmission pro cars. We need pro cars for pairings. We need pro cars for pairings. Make your way to the lanes you would, please. Who's going coming back in the final here? Austin or Lexi? Winnipeg says it's going to be Austin coming back. Take on Benji in the final of the Novak Junior Dragster Eliminator. Alright, looks like we need AH Chrome Street Bikes for pairings, please, and also Pro Cars for pairings. So Pro Cars and the Street Bikes, please, for pairings. So Maxwell Transmission Pro Cars and AH Chrome Street Bikes, please. So Bikes, Street Bikes, and Pro Cars for pairings, please. So here, the winner here, Bennett Meyer or Leighton Hack, is going to come back and race on the winner out of the final, out of the Novak Junior Dragster Eliminator. So a little short car count today. So this is the final pair of the Brando Speed Consi. Alright, Bennett Meyer, Leighton Hack. Winner here comes back to racing the helmet final here a little later on in the day. So Bennett is coming back. Leighton goes red. So how about that? That's pretty cool. I'm sure they'll be excited. Winner goes wild. Crowd goes wild. Everybody goes wild. Or not. All right, here we go. Zach Hellison, John Goslowski as we move into semifinals and quick here. Zach and Johnny G. Johnny G moving on to the final by 6/10,000ths of a second. Margin of victory 0.006 by 6/10,000. Yeah, it's pretty tight. So who's he going to come back and race the final? Either Al Grimm or Dave Primrose. So either the scooter or the dragster. So it's going to be either dragster or dragster scooter. About to find out here pretty directly. Dave Primrose, trip zip 0 on the tree. Gets the win, 8:35, 149. So there's going to be dragster scooter in the final of the Railway Trailer Quick 16. Nice lap there for Dave. Mr. Fuller back making another test pass, time only, whatever you want to call it. Once again, street bikes and pro cars for Perry's, please. So street bikes and pro cars. Alrighty, Craig Zoller and Johnny I going to start us off here in round number 3, I do believe, of Street Bike Eliminator, the AIH Chrome Street Bike. Craig going to take the win as Johnny breaks out, goes 12:59 of his 12:61. All right, that brings up Randy Cernecki alongside of Randy Glenn. I struggle with some of these. Too many consonants. Randy Young getting the win there as we move now over to Eric Arnson and Tyler Martenthaler. With that being said, I guess we need our open bikes for pairings, please. And we might as well put the invite for Super Pro at your convenience also. So Super Pro, Quick Performance Super Pro for pairings and open bike, please. So Super Pro and open bike for pairings, please. All right, Tyler goes red, giving Eric the win. And the outlawed single here goes to Strad. All right, here we go. Round number 3 of the Maxwell Transmission Pro Class. Mark Rosenbaum, Sly Rectorman. A couple of 9-second players. Corvette 915, Mustang 940. Sly's going to turn it on red. So Mark's going to go on. Be checking that 915 number. 914 with a 5 at 151 miles an hour. Brings up Dale Jones, Siobhan Warner. 65 Dodge Coronet. Could get a Hemi in it, that race Hemi in 65 in that particular style car. The 2-door post car was an A990 car. Made 100 Plymouths and 100 Dodges. And I had, my Plymouth was number, what the heck was it? 48, I think. Ooh, and Dale goes red, so Siobhan moving on. Takes the win 1065 at 121. Here's Sabrina Neiman and Michael Freeman. Sabrina in the drop-top Corvette, if you will, Roadster. Looks a lot like a super gas car, but it's a pro car. Michael over here, the 1970 Plymouth Duster. Michael unleashes the beast a little bit too quick also, so Sabrina taking that win. And Valerie Cheney, Frank Rectorman. Valerie's having a pretty good day here today. I think she's still alive in both eliminators, I think. Pro and Super Pro, I do believe. I'm pretty good old day. Has the advantage here at the tree. Here comes Frank. Oh, look at that. Got it. Oh, Val breaks out by 9 tiles. It was 942 with a 1 off the 943. So Frank moving on. Next pair of the line, Steve Geiger, Charles Sullivan. So Steve Orr, the S10, Charles, the 1970 Duster. And Steve Geiger moving on. Charles unleashes that baby a little bit too quick. Steve 970 with an 139 miles an hour. Charles over here 997, 131. Brings up Jeff Freeman Sr. and Jason Seeley. So Demon left side, Duster over here on the right. Stand up, sit down, fight, fight, fight. Or something like that. I'm not telling you I was a cheerleader in high school, okay? All right, Jeff and Jason. Jason got some work to do. Going to take all the racetrack you got, not going to get it. Mr. Freeman takes his win, 10 flat with a 4. 130 miles an hour. All right, there's Jeff Freeman Jr. and Bill Cox. Bill Cox has got some work to do. Does get it done. Oh, Jeff breaks out 11:06 off at 11:11. Bill goes 9:02. Jeff had it covered on the tree and taken too much bite at the stripe down there. All right, here we go. Round number 3 of our Garrett Urban Performance Open Bike. Glenn Audrey and Craig Zoll are going to start us off. Glenn, your winner, 9:53, 117. Craig slows to a 12:03 at 1:13. We're going to Stan Sleever, Strad Dighton. Alrighty, attention to pits. Now we need our Gateway Towing Sportsman cars and our Thompson Truck and Trailer Trophy cars. So, Sportsman and Trophy, Sportsman and Trophy. You can make your way back to the lanes, please. Your next round, Sportsman and Trophy. We might as well call high school also. So, high school, Sportsman and Trophy, please. Stand goes red. Strad goes on to the other next round. Next up, Dylan Tiedrick and Tom Krava. Wind's going to Dylan, 893 for the win, 154 miles an hour, 002 on the tree. Nice lap there for Dylan. Time goes 978 off his 9.7, breaks out by 2 thou. Here's Mike Gosh alongside of Randy Glidden. Hey, Mike turns it red. Randy going on with 11:21 at 122 miles an hour. Hey, once again, we need Gateway Towing Sportsman cars, our Thompson Truck and Trailer Trophy vehicles, and our high school competitors, please. As it looks like we're rolling into Super Pro now, round number 3. Tyler Stick, Justin Varson starting us off. At the stripe where it says, go give it a Tyler Stick on a double breakout, 742.4 for the win, out by 6 style. Justin Vargas in 9 flat with a 1, he's out by 18. All right, Joey Knott's Dan Lusart. The old Trooper Dan car. Alrighty, a couple of nice old lights here. Should be one old light, one double old light. Get with the Dan, the old light 015 978 for the win, 139. Moving on. Well, here's Mike Chitty, Don Paisley. Mike over there in the Camaro. Don over here, the old traffic citation Cavalier. Don goes right by 5. Mike goes right by 6. So he's moving on. All right, here's Jim Albrecht and John Goslowski, Johnny G and Jim. Went going to Johnny G, 769 for the win, 170. Jim runs dead 7, the 21 light. Margin of victory, 2 thou. 002, but 2 thou. That was the difference. Another one of them really tight racers. Here's Randy Temperley and Mark Rosenbaum. Once again, we need our trophy. Competitors, please, trophy. Where are you all at? Come on, trophy. Randy gets the win off of Mark Rosenbaum's red light. That brings up Valerie Chitty and Brian Imoff. taking place right here. Double O to an O light. Winner picker says, give it to the O light. 015. 1043 with 328.0008 by 8/10 thousandths. That's how tight it was for Val taking the win down there. All right, here we go. A high school final pair right here. Serenity Freeman alongside Alex Schoenbeck. Schoenbeck, I guess it is. So Alex Dow's 1485, Serenity 1204. Pretty good old race right here. Alex rolls it on in deep, which you can do. Alrighty. Alrighty, well, slight advantage going to Serenity. But we'll finish this one down the stripe. The win's going to go to Serenity, 1205 off the 1204. How about that per lap? 698 at 180 mile an hour. That's pretty good riding there. 698. Okay, well, pretty good riding that baby. right, here we begin. Jason Kuz here working on round number 3 of Gateway Touring Sportsman Eliminator. It's going to go to Jason Kaiser, 1186 for the win. So going on the next round, that's going to bring up Dick Fangman and Tim Earl. Dick in the pick-em-up truck now is 1233. Earl over here in the Camaro picks a 1220 number. Ooh, Dick bulbs out by 15. Tim Earl will take the win. All right, that brings up Ronald Lynn and James Thompson Jr. Looks like we need to invite some cars in the stage lanes, please. So we need juniors and quick and pro cars, please. Juniors, quick, and pro. Or basically all winners, all classes, back to lanes, either way you want to play it. So either all winners, all classes, or juniors, quick, and pro cars. At your convenience, please. So Ron and James, wind's going to James. 12-10 for the win, 106 miles an hour. Odd lot single here in Sportsman going to Andrew Quinn, so he's going to take the win. A nice 004 light on the tree, goes 14. How about dead 4? 8,000s package. Yeah, pretty nice lap there for Andrew. 004 on the tree and dead 4 on the dial. Which it seems to me like it's easy to do that when you're on a single by run and if you've got the opponent in the other lane, but pretty nice lap there for him anyway. All right, here we are now, the semifinals in Trophy Eliminator. Gateway Touring, our Thompson Truck and Trailer Trophy. Scott Vargas and Dave Walker is going to go out and rant. So Vargas going on to the finals, take on, looks like, Don Paisley. Dave goes through 1099 at 124 miles an hour. But Scott's your winner off of Dave's red light. Ray Booth's fourth round here with Maxwell Transmission Pro Eliminator. So it's Mark Rosenbaum, Siobhan Warner. Wins going to Mark Rosenbaum. 9:14 with a 9 of his 9:14. Siobhan goes 10:69 of his 10:65. 24 thousandths of margin victory down there for Mr. Rosenbaum. That's going to bring up Sabrina Neem and Steve Geiger. All right, Sabrina and Stephen. Stephen Geiger over here looking for a 970 at the big ends. The winner's going to go to Steve, 971 at 137. Sabrina breaks out by a thou. Took 28 thousandths of stripe, broke out by one. Needed to take 27 or less. So Sabrina's day over. Stephen moving on. Here's Bill Cox, Jeff Freeman Sr. Bill Dawes 901, Jeff 997 in the Demon. Win going to Mrs. Freeman, 997 with a 6, dead 6 at 26 pack. Bill was 38 on the tree and breaks out by 7 thou. And that brings up Frank Reckerman, the odd lot single by here into the So Frank gets the competition by single, if you will, the buy into the semifinal. So 4 cars left there. And Moving on to Super Pro now. Got a lot going on. But anyway, here's Tyler Stick, Randy Temple. He's working the Super Pro. Like I said, once again, all winners, all classes. Make your way back at your convenience. All winners, all classes. Tyler getting the win there over Randy. Moving on, Mike Chitty, Ballard Chitty. Who the father-in-law's got to run the daughter-in-law. Mike ain't cutting any slack. She was 17, he was 007 at the stripe. Winner picker says, oh, give it to Ballard, a double breakout. She's out by 9 thou. And Mike's out by 12. Pretty doggone tight down there also. Marge victory, 3 thou.
Alright, deep in the rounds here, but I want to make sure I get a big thanks going out to the sponsors helping us bring you this live stream today on the Motor Kwest Network. Got Gear Driven Performance, goods and tools and supply for engine builders, Gateway Towing, Bad Axe Log Homes and Supply, and Driftwind V-Twin. Tell you a little bit about these businesses that are helping us out this season down here at the Tri-State Raceway. Gear Driven Performance, located on Highway 58, that's Boston, Wisconsin. They're open Tuesday through Saturday, 9 a.m. Go ahead and let one of their highly qualified technicians provide you with some exceptional service. They'll do everything for you on your motorcycle, from oil changes to transmission replacements to complete performance engine builds. Service and performance work on Harley-Davidson and S&S platforms, and regular maintenance on metric bikes. That's Gear Driven Performance, Boston, Wisconsin. Goods and Tools and Supplies is your source for professional quality tools and supplies for engine building. Regardless of the engine type, from your daily driver to a high performance engine and everything between, Goodson has got you covered. Get the most selection of engine building tools and supplies, including abrasives, valve train parts, spring compressors, and more. Go ahead, visit Goodson online at www.goodson.com or call toll free at 1-800-533-8010. That's Goodson Tools and Supplies, open Monday through Friday, 8 until 5 p.m. It looks like they're getting ready to move folks on the staging lane and in the box here. Gateway Towing, that's 105 2nd Avenue South, Clinton, Iowa. Gateway Towing in Clinton, Iowa is the area's leading towing company serving Clinton and Scott counties. as well as the surrounding areas. They specialize in 24-hour towing, recovery, lockouts, fuel delivery, even motorcycle towing, winching, city towing, and impound lot towing. They also help with roadside assistance and more. Got a flat tire? Go ahead and give Gateway Towing a call. They'll help get that tire changed or get you towed. That's Gateway Towing, 563-519-2300.
All right, semifinals here now of Gateway Towing Sportsman Eliminator. James Thompson Jr. and Andrew Quinn. This is probably the highlight race of the day right here. So James over there in the Duster, Andrew over here in the old Corvette. Last year's champ in Sportsman Eliminator. And a couple years ago, James Thompson Jr. was the champ. So you got a couple of previous champs out there on the line. So James and Andrew. Andrew's away with the green bulb, as is James. We'll finish this down at the stripe. One of these cars got some work to do and gets it done. How about that? With dead late on the tree and gets it done with a 12-16 as Andrew breaks out by 5 thou, goes 14.30 with the 5 off his 14.31. Took 16 tenths of stripe and broke it out by 5 thou. Or took 167,000, whatever you want to call it, and had to take 163 or less. All right, here's Tim Earl, Jason Kaiser. Winner here coming back to take on Mr. Thompson in the final here. So either Tim or Jason coming back. Another pair of green lights both sides. Somebody's down there bumping the throttle. Wind's going to go to Tim Earl, 16.20, about dead 5 for the lap. Jason down there 65 with a 9 up is 62, so it's going to be Tim. James in the final of Gateway Towing Sportsman. And I'm guessing this is the final now of our trophy class. So here's the final pair of Thompson Truck and Trailer Trophy Eliminator, Scott Vargason and Don Paisley. So Mustang alongside the Trans Am. All right, Don's going to take the win. You see the brake lights come on there. Scott broke out trying to chase him down, so congrats to Don Paisley for taking the win here in Thompson Truck and Trailer Trophy Eliminator. Alright, here we are now for the finals of the Gear Driven Performance No E-Open Bike. Strad Dighton dials down to a 942. Then Audrey dials down further yet to an 894. So a couple of Suzuki's out there. Strad and Glenn. So final pair of the bikes here today. Strad goes red to give Glenn the win. Wayne. Soon to be two, Steve Geiger, Mark Rosenbaum. So winner here goes to the final. It's going to be Mark Rosenbaum, and Steve goes over in by 4 foul. So Mark running down on his dial checker pass, goes 917 with a 5 at 149 miles an hour. That's going to bring up Frank Rechterman and Jeff Freeman Sr. So who's coming back to take Mark on in the final? Either Frank or Jeff. Gonna be Jeff coming back. Frank takes a swing at about 5 foul on the wrong side of the creek. So Jeff Freeman Sr. going to be coming back, take Mark Rosenbaum in the final of Pro Eliminator. Goes 996, dead 6. 20,000 package. So it looks like we got maybe our junior dragster runoff contestants coming up for the running off for the cool helmet trophy between the winner between the Consi race and the winner between the Novak race for that cool helmet deal. So here's the final of the helmet runoff, or the junior runoff, whatever you want to call it. Bennett Meyer and Benji Freeman. So Bennett dials 1198. Benji dials down to 895. So Benji's going to have to have some retreat or patience or restraint or whatever you want to call it. Discipline. About all I can come up with as far as having to wait there that long, so. All right, Bennett and Benji relatively close at the tree, so this will be who dialed it proper. Bennett and Benji close on the stripe. It's going to go to Bennett Meyer. Double breakout going to take the win, and the crowd goes wild there with that. So double breakout, Bennett breaks up with a lesser number. So congratulations to that race team. Pretty cool deal for them, folks. All right, Tyler and Valor here in Super Pro Semi. The wind's going to Tyler Stick. So he's coming back in the final to take on Dan Lusart. Trooper Dan. Haven't seen Dan for a while, but he's had a pretty good day today.
And there we just saw some video clips from the Gear Driven Performance race team. And they're one of the sponsors helping us bring this live stream from the Tri-State Raceway here today. Take a peek at the top of your screen, you'll see a list of the other sponsors helping us up. Goodson Tools and Supply, Gateway Towing, Bad Axe Log Homes and Supply, and Driftwind V-Twin. If you happen to be watching on the Motor Kwest Network webpage, that's at motorquestnetwork.com, you scroll to the below the player window. That's off the live video tab, and then you see the video player window should pop up. And if you scroll just below that, you see some logos there for these sponsors: Gear Driven Performance, Goodson Tools and Supplies, Gateway Towing, Bad Axe Logs Homes and Supply, and Driftwind V-Twin. Go ahead and click those logos; they'll take you right to their website, where you can see in more detail some of the services and products that they do provide. So it's always great to highlight some of the local businesses that help us out as we get ready here for some of our final rounds. Of the day here. Reminder, we will be back. Let me take a peek at the schedule. Looks like July 10th, Motor Kwest Network will be back at the Tri-State Raceway. That'll be your number 10 points week. So we hope you join us That's Sunday as well, as we appreciate you joining us and riding along with us today as we get ready here for some of our last races of the day. Again, big thanks going out to the sponsors helping us, and you would go ahead and click on their logos and check out their products and services as we get ready here. We see some action in the lanes. We got a few more races left today. Beautiful day out here. A little bit windy, but temperature is good and it's dry, so that's always good. We're looking at a maybe test and tune run here.
Alright, here we go. Final pair now. Gateway Towing Sportsman Eliminator. Tim Earl in the Camaro dials to a 12:18. James Thompson Jr. dials that Duster to a 12:16. So just 200ths apart at the starting line. It's going to be James Thompson Jr. taking the win. Tim goes red. The crew goes wild. And James goes win. Off the gas down there goes 12:32, 106. Doesn't matter, goes all over. Tim drives on out to a 12:16.
your vehicle leaves you stranded, make Gateway Towing LLC your first call. We guarantee 24-hour towing. Make it our priority to get to you fast and work with many roadside motor clubs and insurance companies. Whether you run out of gas, blow a tire, lock your keys in the car, or it just won't start, you can count on our reliable roadside assistance. We also offer transport service across the U.S. for campers, trailers, boats, and vehicles. In your time of need, it's good to have a friend in the towing business. Call Gateway Towing LLC in Clinton, 563-519-2300. It's the number to know when you need a tow.
Our next tools that we're going to look at are valve spring testers. We have both the Goodson designed and manufactured VST60G, 600 pound capacity, all analog function. Then we've got the intercomp unit over here made up in Minneapolis, Minnesota, from our good friends at Intercomp. They actually manufacture this. We did a lot of encouraging of them to make an arbor press style of valve spring tester, and this one's, like I said, completely digital, 1,500 pounds, vertical scales in 1/1000th of an inch. This one over here is 600 pound maximum capacity. It reads in both pounds and kilograms. I've got my vertical scale here in inches, and I can flick it over in this direction, and then I've got my metric scale as well. I've got major adjustment holes here in the back that I can move this whole assembly up and down to take care of my initial height requirement. And then this bell has a fine tuning mechanism so I can get specific to that height. So that allows me to preset everything up. And one thing you may have noticed already is we put this really cool T-handle shifter knob on here because, one, we're engine guys, and two, did I mention we got a really cool T-handle shifter knob on this rascal. And what happens here is once we get our spring in, we get things dialed in the way we want it. We've got an over-center clamp. You see it, as it comes over, it locks itself into position. Now, of course, I recommend any spring tester should be properly secured to your workbench, whether it's metal or wood, through these bolt holes here and here. But the analog unit is very direct. It's got the high-end Ashcroft gauge on it. It was designed by Goodson. It's made here in Minnesota, and that's our analog VST60G. Over here, a few more details on this intercomp machine. Like I said, it'll handle 1,500 pound spring. It has, it has a digital scale here that 1/1000th of an inch. Our anchorage of pounds back here, when I go to a 0 point, is 1/10 of a pound, so we can break down that pound in 1/10 increments. A neat feature that got incorporated here is I can preset my open on the intake, or my closed on the intake and closed on the exhaust. Once I get that set, I can just run right through my springs, open and close, with just a quick adjustment here and here. Now this one takes a manual exertion to get it all the way through, and I've got that one set there and one set there, so you can see the differential. But the main takeaway I want you to have on this comparison, this is fully analog up to 600 pounds. This is fully digitized for performance springs up to 1,500 pounds. Either one's available from all your friends at Goodson Tools and Supplies.
All right. Big thanks to Goodson helping us with our live stream today as we take a peek down. And the little guy getting his picture taken there at the winner's circle. Congratulations to him and his family and team. You see running out there sharing in the win. We just had a message there from Goodson Tools and Supplies for engine builders. Some really neat stuff on their website, so go ahead and click that logo if you do happen to be on the MotorQuestNetwork.com website watching the live coverage today. Again, you just back out to that live video tab, go ahead, click one of the logos, it'll take you right to the website. So that's Goodson Tools and Supplies for engine builders. We also have Gear Driven Performance, Gateway Towing, Bad Axe Log Homes and Supplies, and Driftwind V-Twin helping us out today. So we appreciate all their support. Some more photo ops here. Got the whole crew in there. We look down from the tower. Like it must be the helmet runoff winner, as I see the helmet trophy. Really cool trophy. If you haven't got a chance to see one of those up close, stop down and check them out. Some really nice piece of hardware there. And we'll be right back with the racing in a minute. We'll take another break here and hear a message from one of our sponsors. It's going to be Gateway Towing.
If your vehicle leaves you stranded, make Gateway Towing LLC your first call. We guarantee 24-hour towing. Make it our priority to get to you fast and work with many roadside motor clubs and insurance companies. Whether you run out of gas, blow a tire, lock your keys in the car, or it just won't start, you can count on our reliable roadside assistance. We also offer transport service across the U.S. for campers, trailers, boats, and vehicles. In your time of need, it's good to have a friend in the towing business. Call Gateway Towing LLC in Clinton, 563-519-2300. It's the number to know when you need a tow.
And looks like driver making his way into the lanes here. Big thanks going out to the crew here at the Tri-State Raceway, running a smooth race every weekend. So I invite you down if you haven't had a chance to come on out and check out the raceway yourself, just outside of Dubuque, about 20 minutes or so down the 20, headed west. Beautiful track, great folks here, and some really good racing as you've seen today. Some really tight races down there. So always good action here at the Tri-State Raceway. And a reminder, we will be back doing the coverage with the Motor Kwest Network at the Tri-State Raceway coming up July 10th, I believe, July 10th. So love to have you ride along that day as well. Appreciate you being with me again today. And just a reminder, I do have a sponsorship spot yet available. So go ahead and contact Motor Kwest Network either through the Contact Us tab or even a direct message on Facebook Messenger if you happen to be watching on one of those social media platforms. So if you have any questions on that, it's a good way to get some acknowledgement for your business here with some great folks in the Tri-State area here, as well as support some live race coverage from the Tri-State Raceway. We would appreciate to have you along with us. So go ahead and shoot an email or direct message. Looks like we got some handshakes underway, so gonna be right down to it. So with that, I'll kick you back to Reed, and once again, appreciate you riding along with us here at the Motor Kwest Network at the Tri-State Raceway.
All right, here we go. Final pair now in the Quick Performance Super Pro Eliminators. Tyler Stick in the long car, Dan Luzart over at Eldridge. The old Trooper Dan over here in the Camaro. So Tyler down 743, Dan down 985, so yeah, reasonably quick door car. Used to run with us in Super Street occasionally, was a 1090 index, but has now since picked it up. So Tyler and Dan. Looks like our profiles up in the lanes. They'll be coming down here momentarily. And one more test and tune lap, and we'll get this thing wrapped up. All right, Tyler and Dan. Dan better on the tree. Can he finish it down at the stripe? Nope, broke out with 983 with a 1 off his 985. Tyler 744. Had him covered on the tree and taking a little bit too much stripe. But when they're closing on you from 130 to 180 miles an hour, basically 50 mile an hour difference, pretty dang hard to judge the stripe, you know what I'm saying? So congrats to Tyler Stick. Nothing wrong with Dan Lusart's day either. Pretty nice deal there to go runner up. That's going to bring up Mark Rosenbaum and Jeff Freeman Sr. here in the final of Maxwell Transmission Pro ET. Mark Dell's the Corvette, stays with a 915. Jeff Dell's 995. Jeff goes right, so Mark Rosenbaum in winner. Corvette takes the win right down there with a 916 at 150 miles an hour. And then we have the one more test and tune lap here for Jesse Began, and then that's going to wrap it up for us here today. Oh, excuse me, Paige Davis is here too for in the long car.
Again, that'll do it for us here at the Motor Kwest Network. Once again, big thanks to the sponsors helping us bring you this live stream from the Tri-State Raceway. And we'll be back July 10th doing the same thing. And if you have a minute, go ahead and check out websites here, the sponsors. Appreciate that. Just go ahead and click their logos under the player window. That's gear-driven performance. Goodson Tools and Supplies for engine builders. Gateway Towing. Angry Elf Farms. Driftwind V-Twin. And Bad Axe Log Homes. Once again, big thanks going out to the crew here at Tri-State Raceway. Drivers, families, fans, everyone involved. We appreciate it, and we'll see you again July 10th. Thank you.